Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, and/or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and/or nonprofits. Good morning. Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's The Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts. Matt and Jay, we got Jeff with a G, Hastings in the studio with us today.
Peace.
Hanging out. It's going to be fun. Wouldn't you say, Jay?
Yes.
All right. Today's topic, and this is going to be a multi-part series, origin of different words. Today's word we're going to be talking about, to start out with, the word idiot.
Idiot.
Yes.
Talking about me?
No. We are not specifying anybody in any way, shape, or form. This is going to be, we're going to be researching it online as we're on the show today. So it's going to be fun.
Talk about me, let's go.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay. And Jeff with a J, a little edgy.
A little edgy? A little edgy?
I thought you were calling me idiot.
No, we're not.
I was like, what?
We would never. I don't call people names like that
How
because,
come?
because I believe that there's power in our words, and also the spirit behind the word is negative. If like if you call someone stupid, that's not nice, Jeff. That's mean, and there's no reason. No, there's no reason to be calling somebody stupid. It's a belittling word, just like the word idiot. That's not nice either. I was called idiot by my ex-wives numerous times. So today I'm going to do a little bit of research.
A stupid person, a person of low intelligence.
Idiot?
Now, historydisclosure.com has a little something to say about it. The word idiot has come to mean someone who is foolish, stupid, or ignorant. The word has Greek roots, and its real meaning will surprise you. The origins of the word actually make sense and is closely correlated to the modern definition of idiot. In ancient Athens, contributing to politics and I'm sorry, before I do go any further.
I'm so ready.
The suspense.
Drop the ball.
Hey, it's drama.
What's
I
up?
want to get on here, like and share these videos. Be sure and share them on your Facebook page. That really helps us out quite a bit. So,
Let me see if I can do this.
all right. Let me see what I can do here. Good morning, Steve Schultz. Share.
Good morning.
Yeah, they took away the watch party feature. That makes me sad. I know, right? So Johnny Rooster, he said, "You stupid idiots, I love you all."
See,
thanks.
that's guy talk.
Yeah, that is guy
Sorry.
talk. But if you actually are just trying to put somebody down, it's not very nice.
I could take it.
I thought you were looking at somebody over there. I'm like,
I was pointing at Johnny.
Johnny.
is it getting hot in here? Or is
Funny?
it just me?
I'm cold. My hands are cold.
You think you're funny?
You think
Funny
you're
how?
funny? You think you're funny?
Funny how?
Oh, yeah.
That was a knee slapper. Because that wasn't my knee. That's what's funny about that. All right, so moving on.
I don't know what's happening here.
Shift tab. Or Alt tab.
But you said it was Greek.
Yeah, well,
And it had to
says,
do with politics?
In ancient Athens, contributing to politics and society in general was considered the norm as highly desirable. Being apolitical and selfish was frowned upon, and all citizens aspired to be politically active. It was rare for citizens to demonstrate apathy towards what was happening in their state and common issues. The overwhelming majority of the Athenians participated in politics to a greater or lesser extent. Those who did not contribute to politics and the community were known as idiotes, originating from the word idios, which means the self. If you did not demonstrate social responsibility and political awareness, you were considered apathetic, uneducated, and ignorant. The word is transferred to Latin idiota, and it was used to describe an uneducated, ignorant, inexperienced common person. Considering the above, it is easy to identify how the primary form of the meaning of the word mutated to the modern idiot. Most importantly, it is worth noting that the ancient Greeks valued political participation and collective governance, a completely different state of mind from what we see in most societies today, where most demonstrate apathy to what happens around them. Are most of us turning into full-time idiots? Good question.
Well, if it's political, then that's one thing. But, for instance,
That's the
you go
origination.
into the fancy diner where all the politicians are and say, hey, how's the fish? You say I stink, but how's the fish?
Idiot.
What?
You know what I mean? Hey, could you catch it? Could you put it on the plate yourself? Who's the idiot, right?
Right. Well,
No doubt.
so we were talking about, and by all means, do not, well, not by all means, but we recommend that you don't use that word in I guess,
They valued politics and civics.
yes. And if you were not part of the norm, they would consider you
If you weren't
ignorant,
informed politically.
uneducated, uninformed, and basically an all-around idiot. Idiotes, or idiota, which is Latin, obviously. Or I think that's how you say idiot in Spanish, too.
vote.
That's the takeaway. Vote. Don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
You know what's funny though?
What words
If-
are
if-
you guys?
If someone says vote around here, you know who they're talking about. If they tell you vote on the East Coast or West Coast, they're talking about the other guy.
Yeah.
It's they don't.
Well, that
they
doesn't matter,
say
though.
vote. No, they say vote to their chosen audience more often than not.
That's I don't think it matters who you vote for. I think if the voter registration, if we have a high percentage of registered voters that actually go out and cast a ballot, politics, they are warned. They know that people are watching. They're interested, and it's important to them, and that they're going to be held accountable.
Yeah.
When Barack Obama or Joe Biden says vote, you know who they want you to vote for.
Right.
When Donald Trump or Mike Huckabee says vote, you know who they want you to vote for.
Right.
Right.
So that's implicit or underlying messages that it's kind of
Voting
funny.
day is coming up next week, isn't
Right,
it?
but I don't say it because I want anybody particular to win. I say it because I want politicians to know that politics are important to us and that we vote. You know what I mean? The higher a percentage of people that vote, the more they know people are watching and paying attention to what they actually do.
Yeah, that's a bigger picture. Yeah, it's a different angle, but in many,
And that they're
anyways,
accountable.
Bigger picture, which power of the people, that to a certain extent really does evidence itself with the higher percentage of participants.
And
Yeah.
pray.
Pray, yes,
Definitely.
I
Petition
prayed
the
with I
Lord.
prayed with a group last night. Who are the Gideons? Gideons, yeah. Meeting, they're awesome people. They hand out the Bibles at prisons, hospitals, police precincts,
Hotels.
and especially hotels. Yeah, and internationally. And they definitely said, we need to pray, and the power of prayer, and relative to the election, they were praying.
Yeah,
So-
pray that God's will be done.
Yes, Lord, thy will be done. Going back to idiot, it's an interesting take on idiot is, have you heard of the term idiot savant?
Yeah, that's what started the conversation about this morning.
Oh, cool. So you want to,
Well-
because I have it kind of defined here, so I'll
Go
go ahead.
ahead, go
I'll go
ahead.
ahead and read it. Idiot savant is interesting. I mean, I have a degree in special ed, so I worked with people of all different types of disabilities, quote unquote, and challenges. It says the idiot savant is a person who is considered to be mentally handicapped but displays brilliance in a specific area, especially one involving memory. I have a cousin-in-law
What were
who
we
is
talking about?
No comment. Because Matt said I'm not allowed to say something negative.
Oh no, I mean,
That's
hey,
all right. It's all right.
I can take it.
I can take orders. I'm not going to say the word. Idiot. Okay. Anyway, yeah, but it's a cousin who he has what's called Williams syndrome, which is to me by functionally it kind of it translates it or it appears to be like a super high functioning.
autistic.
Well, no, super high functioning Down syndrome.
Ah,
And but what is typical of people with Williams syndrome is they have one specific gift. He's an amazing drummer, and he performs all over the place, and it's such a blessing. I feel like, in many ways, that's God's compensation for. Oftentimes, they use idiot savant and they associate them often with autism.
yeah.
People with autism, they have something they might remember
Specific
dates,
super
year,
yeah
date,
specific
days
like,
of the week.
super talent in one thing or the other.
yeah, or
Like math. Like Albert Einstein. They called him an idiot savant
wow, I didn't.
because
He looked kind of like
well, I mean,
he had a great look actually. Very
in math,
Really hippie.
he was. I mean, that's where he really shined was
Yeah.
in mathematics.
right.
And
In theory.
but like but they also say, yeah, in theory, that he couldn't even tie his shoes. I mean, that may be a myth, but
Right.
but he was, yeah. And a lot of people who are savants, I just call them savants now, but idiot savants would be like, where was I going with that? Anyways,
And actually, it's an interesting thing about people with Down syndrome, and my cousin-in-law is similar to this because they get unbelievably precious disposition.
oh yes, absolutely.
Off the charts as a group. They're like the nicest people on the planet.
Loving. Sorry, I'm turning the heat down just a little bit. It's
Yeah.
gonna get real hot.
I mean, you could. Anyway, I mean, you could almost say that about why they call dogs the man's best friend. I mean, they're so. I think that's one reason why people
think
love
what
to have dogs is that they're so loving
And that's
Attentive in
unconditional.
to their masters, especially.
Unconditional love.
Don't
Like,
mess with a Rottweiler if he's not your Rottweiler.
you say Rockweiler?
He said Rockweiler.
He said Rockweiler.
Is that a bad pronunciation or is that?
It is. I mean, it's Rottweiler.
Hello. Good morning.
But you're not going to call me that word, though, right?
What, idiot?
Wow, that hurt.
Ooh.
Ouch. Wow.
Ooh. Ouch.
Do I hear hypocrisy?
Is there another?
I don't know how hip it is. You know. Good morning, Uncle Ray. Uncle Ray, we're talking about the word idiot today. Now, I think maybe tomorrow we'll talk about a different word that maybe doesn't have so many negative connotations to it or negative definitions.
But we were looking for the positive.
Yeah, the positive. I mean, I guess technically, I would be considered an idiot because I am not well versed on politics. But of course, we're not in Athens either.
Well, the root of the word coming from Greece, meaning somebody not in politics, basically not involved or informed politically.
Well, Washington D.C. is very well versed in politics, and how's it working out for them?
Yeah, see, and that's
Bunch of idiots.
that was my comment about.
Ouch!
That's my comment about how's the fish. Just because people aren't, invested in politics doesn't mean they're not invested in something.
Right.
And oftentimes the food on the plate.
It's whatever piques your interest. Like what I was talking to him about was on the way here. I was talking about like when it comes to music, my memory's pretty good, and movies and stuff like that. Like I can remember line after line, and almost quote it right along with the movie. I said I'm kind of an idiot savant in that way, and that's what sparked the conversation about, the word idiot savant. That's the original reason I started to, okay, so people call each other idiots now as a negative, in a negative way to put them down. What is the origin of the word idiot? I did not know that before today, what the origin of the word idiot was.
Interesting.
So they say it takes one to know one. Uncle Ray. He said, ouch. So how long have I known you, Uncle Ray?
It takes oneself to know one,
Long time.
which is probably at the very least oneself.
Yeah, because if it's more than that, it's oneself's.
Yeah, I think you might say oneself. I don't know if oneself is an actual word. I don't think that works.
That would be a
Oneself, unless you have multiple personalities.
Selves is the plural version of self, right?
no.
Selves.
Self
Themselves.
has no plural.
Like those people, themselves.
Oh well,
That is plural.
Themselves.
true. Right.
But
yeah.
that's not oneself.
No, because
you have to
it
look that up.
indicates-
Is that a word?
Well, that's a what would you call that? That would be
I
an
guess
oxymoron.
in the right.
One meaning one, selves meaning the plural version of
Grammatically,
oneself.
This S not being plural,
That's right.
So actually, the plural version would be themselves for one's self.
or if you're
Right.
or if you're speaking
What-
plurally of a bunch of individuals who are self
Unless you're down south, then it's theyselves.
themselves.
Anybody know theyselves?
Yeah,
like I do.
Yeah, oneself ain't happening, bro. Not from my exhaustive research.
Or how about this?
it's yourselves, ourselves.
Yuns. Yuns selves.
Right.
That
see,
is actually probably a word
Ewans.
in the south. Yun selves.
Yun
You
selves.
know yun selves like you ought to. You ought to be down by yourself.
Where I come from, use guys. One's guys.
Yuns.
Which is, one's guys does not work, bro.
Hey, that's that one. That's that one's guy over there.
Nah. I just said nah.
No.
I got nothing.
Should we segue?
Into what?
Another word.
Another
Okay,
word.
I'm,
You got
I'm-
another one?
I'm done
Someone
with
come up to you?
idiots.
What word are you wanting to know the origin of? Poop.
Aye.
What's the word
Yeah.
for the blue line? So, like, you take the American flag, now, like yours. It's not red, white, and blue on your hat. But then you see them, they're no color like red, white, and blue. They just have one blue line or one red line or one pink line.
Okay, so
But what is that when you take a logo and change it that way? Isn't there a word for that?
edit.
I don't know. I think there is a word for that.
Which one?
Like when you take something and repurpose it for another meaning, but it kind of has both meanings attached. Just switches one to primary. Changes its meaning.
Do we have a wordsmith in the house?
Anybody?
I don't know. Dennis Everson says, look up the word phone.
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 Yeah.
Phone. All right. These guys are faster than I am, so I'm just going to chill.
First recorded in 1865 through 1870, phone is a form of Greek word phone, voice, other words from phone. What's the root word of phone? Let's see what that is. Phone, to call on a telephone. That is, of course, the verb to phone
Oh,
somebody.
right. That's a verb. Yeah.
I said that like you, didn't I? Verb.
Wait, what?
Verb.
How do you say verb?
I say verb, but I think you say verb.
No. If I said that, I apologize because I'm like a verb guy.
You're a
Verb.
verb guy?
A verb
Verb.
guy?
Verbius domesticus meridius.
Wow.
Okay, anyways, related, phone, phoning, phone, elementary sound of a spoken language. So like phonics. One of them, the primary elements of utterance. In 1866, it's from the Greek word phone, sound, voice. From pi, root, to speak till they say. That just didn't make any sense at all, did it? And meaning of phone, online etymology.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying. I was going to say. Go look for the etymology.
Etymology. All right, so let's see what this got. By 1878, Des Moines Register, May 16th, colloquial shortening of telephone, generally applied to the receiver, but sometimes to the whole apparatus. The Century Dictionary, 1895. Phone book is a publication of listing of phone numbers. Phone, to call on the telephone. Definition number 2, elementary sound of a spoken language, of one primary elements of utterance, one of the primary elements of utterance, from the Greek word phone, meaning sound, voice, or from pi root ba, to speak, tell, or say. Bah, bah.
It's funny, then you think about the application and the impact.
And especially where you're from. Like in some countries, they say, instead of saying, I'm going to call you, I'll phone you.
Yeah, but I was thinking about the impact of the actual phone.
Oh, huge impact.
I mean, I would say before the phone was Morse code. Morse code
Which
came
would be,
first. That
telegraph.
Preceded the telegraph, preceded the phone. And then the phone, now we jump a century, or century and a half maybe. When was the phone invented? 1880, whatever, by Thomas Edison?
1895.
1895, Thomas Edison.
I think.
My boy from Jersey, Edison, New Jersey, as a matter of fact.
Dr. Milton says
named after
phony.
him. But what the heck? We're in the information age now. But he started it.
Edison did?
Well, like I said, you said the telegraph, the information age, instead of remember the Pony Express? Remember, who's it, Patrick Henry? The British are coming. The British are coming.
Oh, that would be
right?
Paul Revere.
Yeah,
Paul Revere. Patrick Henry was, my bad. He was an officer.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
I was joking.
Whoa, that, I mean, I am drawing the line here.
You're
I'm going to make a phone call.
He was stuttering. You got him stuttering over here.
He's going to get a phone call. All right, so that's funny. I had to, sorry, I saw the opportunity. You're not an idiot, but that was funny. Anyways.
Unless Jay's got some bikers outside.
No.
No. Yeah. There's
no bikers.
I don't want them going to the bikers to get Matt on my behalf. Because that could get ugly.
Could get ugly.
It could.
Whoa.
We don't have many telephones anymore. We have computer in our pockets. It does have a telephone function.
Sure it does.
As a my watch functions as a telephone.
But it's so much more.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. I mean, that's the point. And what has happened from the quote-unquote phone of today and the information. And this is something I don't know if I said this before, but in many ways, and honestly, it's funny. I'm going to go to my boy Hunter Biden. For a while, I've been saying to my wife, if something's gonna break in this what I consider to be propaganda scheme that's being covered, it could be Hunter Biden, because he has so many issues, and he's a guy who could have a meltdown and spill some beans. But and of course, from one side, it's like, hello, there's the computer, there's the stuff there's chapter and verse, emails, his computer, his name, his contract. Okay, so there it is, done. It's like Judgment Day is in front of, we're getting a sense, a kind of introduction to what Judgment Day is going to be like when all the books are open, because all the books are open today. But the amazing thing is that no matter, you would think that propaganda would not be as powerful, as easily implemented today as it was, let's say, during, classic was it Goebbels in Germany, the information minister under Hitler. I forget the exact title, but Minister of Propaganda. I forget exactly what his title was. He probably didn't use the word propaganda, but there was not that much information coming out. They had radio and they had speeches, but now it's like so much information that it's not enough for it. It's like overwhelming, and so it's very easy. It's on now the power of spin.
Yeah, and yeah,
Spin is
and
so
false
powerful.
information, publishing false information,
And controlling information.
and having that information be primarily, in your searches.
Exactly. How the information can still be controlled. It's scary. And that's the Big Brother 1984, George Orwell stuff.
Do you think
Hunger
some
Games.
of these absurd ideas that we have coming out lately are a result of that? People deciding how to define things for us instead of us using traditional definitions to understand what something is. We are using new definitions.
What do you mean, for example?
Well, I mean the gender hysteria that there was several
Yes.
years ago. It was much more prominent then, though.
I disagree.
You think it's more prominent now?
Definitely. I mean, the number of genders has multiplied.
No, what I mean is the pressure to be subdued by it, the pressure to allow it to be acceptable, or to just not interject your own feelings about it.
Well, now you're not allowed to interject your feelings if you have traditional conservative views on gender.
You don't find more people are interjecting their feelings about it, where 4 years ago people weren't? That it was mostly the voices that were, you know what I mean? There was a few people that came out and started really rejecting it and publicly
Rejecting what?
rejecting. The idea is that there were so many different genders and everything, and then more and more voices came in behind that.
But it wasn't proposed that there were 50, 70 genders until recently.
72. I think they said 72 at one time.
Well, they said there was a spectrum,
Gender identities,
which means
not
it was
genders. Physical genders, obviously. they
unlimited.
don't do.
I don't think people thought that spectrum meant 50, 70. Who knows when the number's going to stop, when the word spectrum was originally used.
Okay, so while you guys were talking about this, the word play is interesting. It's amazing how you can put all these words into a sentence and have it mean something profound or whatever. But these are not profound; they're funny.
Are you playing me?
Nope, these are puns. I'm changing up just a little bit.
No, it's
We're
cool.
get-
It's cool.
We're
It's a
getting
segue.
goofy.
It's a segue.
We're getting goofy with it.
It's a segue. From
We have a
what
genetic
was it?
predisposition for diarrhea. It runs in our genes.
Whoa, that's a word that I hate to even think about.
What, diarrhea?
Ah.
Do you know we should look up the origin of that word?
Must we?
Not good.
It's a pretty crappy topic.
It is.
Ouch.
Apparently, someone in London gets stabbed every 52 seconds. Poor guy.
You lost me. What does that have to do with the D
I don't
word?
know, no. I moved on past that because your discomfort, spurred me to move on.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. I'm thinking.
I
I'm
tried to catch
speaking my,
fog yesterday. Missed.
Say it again.
I tried to catch fog yesterday. Missed.
Why did you say that?
Missed. Fog.
Yeah.
Missed. Mist and fog.
Oh,
Misty
like,
fog.
like MIST versus
Yes.
MISSED. Is that-
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, it's a play on words. It's almost as funny having to explain the puns.
I wish Peggy was here. She's fun to mess with.
Someone stole my Microsoft Office, and they're gonna pay. Word. Get it?
Got it.
It's Microsoft Word.
Word
my
up.
word.
Word
Yeah.
up.
My wife accused me of being immature. I told her to get out of my fort.
Right.
I missed it. I didn't get it, bro.
If it's on the news, it ain't true.
That's rough.
It's pretty bad when people say that, and it's kind of a real sentiment. People kind of really starting to feel that way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it used to be the weather guy. Now He's the most trustful.
He's the most
what he
trusted,
says
right,
more than anybody
right,
else.
Yeah,
now.
don't even. It's like it's amazing when you think about it. It's all relative.
Yeah. Yeah. At one point, it was the weatherman was the one on there that you couldn't really
At least
be
he's-
sure if he was telling you right.
Well, the point is, at least he's demonstrably correct sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a big word.
Either, again, the two polar opposites politically, the other side is always wrong, regardless.
Yeah.
Period. By
Yeah. Right.
personal perspective or group think.
Pretty interesting. It's funny.
So,
Jay's laughing and he's not even sharing.
No, I was just laughing at what we were just saying.
But you're looking at something and you're laughing. I'm like, yo, what am I missing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You're not missing anything.
no, see,
It's
he's
just
watching the stock market. I fear speed
That's
bumps,
not what I was
but I'm
laughing
slowly
about.
getting over it. That's funny.
You lied. You said nothing, but you were laughing about something with something.
I was laughing at the puns that we were talking about.
Oh, okay. So it was like on the back end.
I don't even remember now. I don't even remember what it was.
I will use I won't
I'm
use
I'm lost.
Matt's favorite word in that one.
I see. The reason I'm kind of quiet is because I have to read these before I read them on the air.
Because some of them are inappropriate.
would be deemed
'Cause
inappropriate.
We try to keep it appropriate.
They are
Family
we-
friendly.
Most of
We
the
do
time.
keep it appropriate.
Sometimes we don't.
Did you hear about the guy who got hit in the head with a can of soda?
No.
He's lucky it was a soft drink. I bought.
You're becoming Red Skeleton. You're laughing at all your jokes.
I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day.
Whoa.
Get it? Tripping laces. Okay.
I got it.
I can't believe I got fired from the calendar factory. All I did was take a day off.
Oh. That I don't know why, but I like
Extra
that one.
leap year. I like that one too.
So we segued from etymology to dumb jokes.
Right. About a
so
month
good.
before he died, my uncle had his back covered in lard. After that, he went downhill fast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that has a kind of a
Yeah.
interesting imagery right there.
Yeah, right. I thought you told her to get out of my Ford. No, I said Fort. And Steve Schultz is always like, that's bad. That's still bad. It is on the news. If it's on the news, it ain't true. You already touched on that one. All right, so going back, I'll just read a couple more of these. Are you guys getting bored with these already?
What about words that you learn what they are and realize your
Using it?
vocabulary was really missing something spectacular all these years?
Oh, okay. You got an example?
He just used it, right? Spectacular.
Yeah. Here.
That's an exceptional word to use in this situation.
Exceptional.
Better than really good.
Yeah.
That's a really gooder word to use there.
Yeah. Remember Mike Tyson had one where he used a lot when he was knocking everybody out in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ecstatic.
I'm ecstatic. Yeah.
Ecstatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
One time I made a meme and it had Mike Tyson's face and it said, Tyson for president.
But Moses Malone broke it down. He was really. Remember when they asked him how they were going to do in the series, the finals, and he said faux. And I mean in the playoffs, faux. You remember that? You know what he meant? When four straight, and they only lost one game, as a matter of fact. So
Really?
and I would
Faux show.
I would never call Moses Malone an idiot, savant, or whatever.
The basketball.
The what ball? Would you,
He was right.
the
Basketball.
But it's faux. I think it's faux, 5-0. 4-5. 4, 5, and 4.
Thumb.
But anyway,
Was that the start of like the Jack and the Beanstalk?
no.
Why was Cinderella
big.
thrown off the basketball team?
Who?
Why was Cinderella thrown off the basketball team?
Why?
She ran away from the ball.
Oh. There you go.
Some of these are pretty stupid.
One word I liked that I kind of picked up it was exacerbate. Exacerbate. You know what that means?
Okay, so this
To exhaust, mentally, like
to exacerbate.
right, to frustrate.
Well,
And
yeah,
How do you spell that?
to exacerbate.
E-X-A.
C.
It's CERBATE. Exacerbate. Exacerbate. Increase the bitterness or virulence of make a feeling or a conflict, etc., more hostile or malignant. 1650s, a back formation from exacerbation, or else a Latin exacerbatus, past participle of exacerbare, irritate, provoke, and other related words, exacerbated or exacerbating.
Right.
So
They say to make worse an already bad situation.
That's on,
exacerbate.
Eddie M. Online.
Mm-hmm.
So online etymology.
I make fun of. Actually, I was talking about Tyson, but I make fun of my wife. She's from Staten Island. They have some really funny ways of speaking. And then,
We have a request to look up on virtue. So VIR. VIRT.
like when they have a good idea, they say, "I got a good idea."
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so this is a longer one here. Virtue. Circa 1200, virtue, which would be VERTU, moral life and conduct, a particular moral excellence. From Anglo-French and Old French, vertu, force, strength, vigor, moral strength, qualities, and abilities. 10C in Old French, from the Latin virtutum, nominative virtues, moral strength, high character, goodness, manliness, valor, bravery, courage in war, excellence, worth, from ver, meaning man, and from pi root, y-ru, man. So, or we-ru, like I think, with the W-A-B-A-V. Anyways, an example, I believe, for my part, I honor with the same name, with the name of virtue, the habit of acting in a way troublesome to oneself, we're back at that word again, and useful to others. And that was a quote from Stendhal d'Amour in 1822. Specifically in women, chastity. It said especially in women here. Chastity, sexual purity, from the 1590s, phrase by virtue of, and that's the early 13th century, preserves alternative Middle English sense of efficiency. The Wycliffe Bible has virtue where King James uses power. The 7 cardinal virtues, early 14th century, were divided into the natural: justice, prudence, temperance, fortitude, and the ones in the theological standpoint are hope, faith, and charity. To make a virtue of a necessity. Late 14th century translates Latin forcere de necessitiat virtuum. I don't know what that means, but there you go. There's that. I know that sounds really crazy.
1 Corinthians 13. Yeah, the three great. In the end, what remains is faith, hope, and charity or love. Faith, hope, and love. Like those are the three greatest virtues, you could say, or the foundations of the greatest virtues.
Larry Mountain says, "Where did traditions come from? Trade on dishes?"
Yes.
See, if you knew Larry
matter of
like
fact.
we do, that is very Larry.
Yeah, I absolutely lost that.
Yeah, tradition, trading dishes, tradition.
Oh,
Um,
my bad. See, And
Oh,
I'm
man.
making fun of Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Who I
I wouldn't
Mike
talk
is-
like
he-
that with
he-
him standing here.
He
'cause
has had a really great, you could say transformation or evolution. He's like an upstanding citizen. God bless.
Who?
Mike Tyson. He had some bad times,
Yeah, he did, and he
including his childhood was rough.
went through a lot to recover from that, and to come through it in a good mental state.
Yeah.
Because he was very aggressive, very instantly
yeah.
aggressive. Too far.
He went to jail. I have one more joke to tell
All right, here we go.
before we finish up today.
Jokes are cool.
And this, okay, and it's funny because we're all Christian here, and everybody knows about Adam and Eve and the apple and stuff.
Mhm.
The first computer dates back to Adam and Eve. It was an apple with limited memory, just one bite, and then everything crashed. That. Come on, that's fun. That's funny to me. I'm sorry.
No, I was just thinking about the bite of the apple. It's like the knowledge of good and evil. That's so interesting that they have the bite, the apple with one bite. I was segueing into something a little bit deeper.
Yeah, go for
Why
it.
that is their logo. The apple with one bite out of it, the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. It's so. And there's
I've
been a
thought
lot of
about that
there's
before.
a lot of discussions about that, and I forget what I mean. I think Steve Jobs addressed that, but I can't. As I recall, he did not. But of course, he said that the computer they named after his daughter was not named after her for many years. And I think until towards the end of his life, he said, "Yeah, it was my daughter." The computer he invented that he created that was the daughter's name. I forget the daughter's name, but it was the name of a computer that did not succeed. But yeah, he denied that it was about the knowledge of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, which it didn't say in the Bible, but we'd often say it was the apple. Took a bite out of the apple.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So like, what does the word apple mean?
Uh-oh.
Hey, how many times, especially when you were years back, and you would say to an old elderly person, which
We'll find
I'm
out.
arguably in that league at this point, I'm going to the Apple store.
Mm-hmm.
They,
Mean a whole different thing.
yeah. It's apple means a whole different thing
In
than
Old
it meant
English.
when I was a little kid.
Apple, apple, any kind of fruit in general.
The prophecy
In the Old English.
There's prophecies in the Bible that warn of the changing of the language and the meaning of words.
Yes, yeah. Boy, is that happening today exponentially. I mean, obviously, English is a living language. Latin is a dead language, quote unquote, because it doesn't change at all. But English changes more than probably, I'm sure.
Do you think
English
some of that
changes
came
more
up with
rapidly.
logos?
Say
What
it again.
about logos? See, logos.
You know, in
what
the-
is that word,
in
and
the-
where's its origin?
In the Middle English and as late as the 17th century, it was a generic term for all fruit other than berries to include nuts such as Old English fingerapella, dates, literally finger apples.
Wow.
Middle English appel of paradis, banana.
So that's
Hence,
interesting.
it is grafting
And this was the
onto the
18th century?
unnamed fruit of the forbidden tree in Genesis. Cucumbers in one Old English work, and are Evorpapilla, literally earth apples. Compare French pomme de terre, potato, literally earth apple. See also
Wow.
melon. French pomme, palme is from Latin pomum, apple or fruit.
So there you go. That's where looks like that's why they use the fruit called apple because it was a more general term for that included a whole bunch of different other again with the living language they got more specific and separated themselves from apple or different types of apples. They became different, completely different names. But yeah, so it's more like a generic term for fruit back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, every fruit was called apple
Yeah.
before they had names for them. Macintosh apple, Uncle Raymond said. Wouldn't it be Apple Macintosh?
Yeah, I wonder what's
That's
the
why there's
motivation for all of that.
Apple and Macintosh were
More detailed,
together in the
specific
beginning.
naming of those things were, and interesting.
It is interesting.
And you said that was the 1800s when Apple meant fruit.
17th
1700s, 18th century.
18th century. So it would be the 1700s,
Yeah.
right?
300 years ago.
Yeah.
There you go.
Isn't it a? To me, that's
Now that we're talking about
That's-
words. The apple is like that's. I think that's. We started with
what about
idiot.
logo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we went from
We
idiot
don't
to
have-
apple. And
Well, okay, so logo. Let me
we're going
look.
to close up on a close on logo because the word at the beginning was the word.
Because I
Now-
think that's one of the things that are changing the meanings of words so much. People are using a known symbol as a logo and then redefining
Simple
it.
symbol or a graphic meant to represent something. 1937, probably a shortening of logogram. Sign or character representing a word. Logoria, from logo, word speech, plus the ending from diarrhea. Anyways, I don't know what that, I guess verbal diarrhea, logoria. Logolatry, worship of words. Logolatry. There's a worship of words. 1810, Coleridge, from logo and latry, worship of.
Intellectual elite.
Logocentric, centered on reason. 1931, from logo, meaning reason, and centric.
I've already said that the more words, the more of a wordsmith you are, the easier it is to lie. Because you just play or obfuscate the truth.
Logophobia, fear of words. Logo, before vowels, log, word, forming an element meaning speech, word. Also reason, from Greek logos. Word, discourse, reason, from pi root, leg, to collect, gather, with derivatives, meaning to speak or to pick out words.
Remember when Bill Clinton says it depends upon what the definition of is?
I like it.
Well, like somebody you tell, if you catch an employee stealing from you, you confront them and say, "Are you stealing from me?" And they say no, and then they insist they didn't lie because they feel like you owed it to them, so it's not stealing.
Or they weren't stealing it that second.
Right? Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well, folks,
Okay.
thank you for tuning in today. I'd like to thank you all for joining us on the morning drive. We'll be
Watch
back
your
on
words.
tomorrow. Same time,
Yes.
same time tomorrow. Same time, same channel.
Interesting.
Be sure and tune in next for. They're filling in for The Spirit in America. So we're real excited about that. Followed by Crime Time with Dr. Steve Albrecht. So until then, my friends, may God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
I'm Jeff with a G.
and this has been The
Morning
Morning
Drive.
Drive.